Howie Roseman may have just found the Eagles' next superstar, my friend. While the rumors about a potential A.J. Brown trade have been dominating conversations across the entire NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles front office is quietly making moves behind the scenes. A national champion wide receiver, 22 career college touchdowns, 4.42 in the 40-yard dash at the Combine, and a visit already scheduled for this week at the NovaCare complex. Stay with me, because what's happening here could completely change the future of the Eagles' offense. I'm going to break down who this prospect is, what his numbers say about him, why the Eagles are interested right now, and how all of this connects to the explosive A.J. Brown situation. But first, if you're a die-hard Eagles fan, hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel, because the 2026 offseason is heating up fast, and you do not want to miss a single update about your team. Let's get into it. With the 2026 NFL Draft approaching and A.J. Brown's contract situation fueling trade rumors throughout the entire offseason, the Philadelphia Eagles front office is doing exactly what Howie Roseman always does, preparing for every possible scenario while still trying to build the best roster in the league. And one of the names that has emerged in that preparation is wide receiver Omar Cooper Jr. out of the University of Indiana. According to reporter Aaron Wilson of KPRC2 Houston, Omar Cooper Jr. has a visit scheduled with the Eagles for this Wednesday. Much buzz in the 2026 class. Career? That NFL.com draft analyst Lance Zierlein compared Cooper to none other than Deebo Samuel. Yes, you heard that right. At the professional level. The analyst highlighted that, although he played primarily as a slot receiver in 2025, Cooper also has experience lined up outside. He can beat press coverage with his strength, has potent early acceleration to climb past nickelbacks and challenge deep, and his ability to gain yards after contact may lead to more carries than we saw from him at Indiana. As for development areas, his routes still lack polish, and his in-and-out quickness at breaking points needs work. But the overall assessment is a prospect with day 2 draft value and a very high offensive ceiling. That is exactly the famous Deebo Samuel comparison in action. A receiver who can also function as a running back out of a conventional formation, creating problems for defenses that simply cannot solve with a single coverage scheme. What a fit that could be in the Philadelphia system. The question is, why are the Eagles looking at a wide receiver right now, with one of the best receiver rooms in the league? And this is where things get even more interesting. The Eagles' receiver room is, without question, one of the best in the NFL. A.J. Brown is a force of nature when he's on the field. Devonta Smith is one of the most technically refined receivers in the entire league. The Eagles recently added Hollywood Brown to the mix as well, not to mention Dallas Goedert as a passing game option and Saquon Barkley as a weapon out of the backfield. On paper, it seems like the last thing Howie Roseman would need to do is add yet another wide receiver. But the NFL market is never that simple, my friend. A.J. Brown has been at the center of trade rumors throughout this entire offseason. The report does not go into specific details about the current status of those negotiations, but the fact that the Eagles are actively meeting with one of the best wide receiver prospects in the 2026 class right in the middle of all this noise speaks for itself. If Brown is traded, bringing in a dynamic, versatile piece with a Deebo Samuel comparison on a rookie contract would be exactly the kind of smart, forward-thinking move that has defined Howie Roseman's management style for years. You replace a heavy contract with a developing talent that could surprise the entire league. And that's where the Deebo Samuel comparison takes on even greater strategic weight. In his best years in San Francisco, Deebo Samuel was uncontrollable precisely because of that versatility. Slot, outside, short passes turned into big gains, creative rushing plays out of the attack. If Omar Cooper Jr. can deliver even 70% of what Deebo Samuel meant to the 49ers, we'd be talking about an enormous offensive impact piece at rookie cost. Howie Roseman would love that deal. But I need to be straight with you, because that's what this channel is all about. Right now, we're talking about a visit. A visit is just the first step of a long process. It's not a guaranteed draft pick. It's not a confirmed signing. It's a meeting where the Eagles will evaluate Cooper in person, talk to him, assess his mindset, his fit with the scheme, and decide whether it makes sense for both sides. The fact that the Eagles are part of that conversation is already meaningful information on its own, but the story is still being written. What we can say for certain is that Cooper is the 5th-ranked wide receiver in the 2026 class, according to ESPN, and the entire league has its eyes on him. Three very different destinations are competing for these visits. The Eagles, who already have a loaded receiver room, but are living under the shadow of the A.J. Brown trade rumors. The Browns, who are in full rebuild mode and desperately need speed and talent in their offense. And the 49ers, who know better than anyone what a Deebo Samuel-type player means inside a modern offensive scheme and may be looking for exactly that profile. Each of those three teams has a legitimate reason to want Omar Cooper Jr. on their roster. The big question that remains is, will the Eagles actually use a draft pick on Omar Cooper Jr.? If A.J. Brown stays in Philadelphia, adding yet another high-level receiver would turn one of the best rooms in the NFL into something almost unfair for opposing defenses. If Brown leaves, Cooper could be exactly the piece that keeps Jalen Hurts' offense operating at the highest level without losing rhythm or explosiveness. Either way, the simple act of scheduling this visit proves that Howie Roseman is, as always, several steps ahead of everyone else. The 2026 offseason is just getting started, my friend, and the Eagles are already moving pieces with surgical precision. Keep a close eye on what comes out of Omar Cooper Jr. His visit, and keep watching the A.J. Brown situation closely, because this chapter still has a lot left to be written, and you're going to want to be here when it all unfolds. If this video helped you understand what's going on in Philadelphia right now, drop a like, share it with that friend who's also an Eagles fan, and comment down below. Would you draft Omar Cooper Jr. if the opportunity is there? And if A.J. Brown leaves the team, does that change your answer? See you in the next one. Fly, Eagles, fly!